Hello, hello. Welcome to another live coaching. We are on Maui and we've got good conditions. I had some really good windsurfing yesterday and expecting more today. Here's some footage from yesterday. Like I said, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, we've been having some good conditions. Um, there's not really that much more to say about it. Just getting set up here in the other window. But I want to know if you are joining us, where you're joining from. Did you sail this week? What's going on? Say hi. Say hi in the chat. All right. Pull the chat out. Yeah, so this was yesterday, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was not too big, not too small, nice side offshore wind. At times it was gusty, sometimes a lot of power on the wave, sometimes not very much wind on the inside. I'm on my backup board, which is a lot of fun. I've been having fun riding it. It's not my favorite board that you've seen me on most of these videos for the last few years, because that board got pretty damaged on the rocks recently. But I've been having fun, enjoying this board, learning its quirks, and yeah, figuring out something different. I think is fun. So I've been enjoying it, and yeah, Hokipa's been fun. It's my favorite place in the world to windsurf, and so it's been nice to be here and put in some time when it's good. All right, we got some folks in the chat. We got Axel in Morocco, 3 sessions this week. Nice. We got Graham as well. Scarbs and Langaban. It's been windy in Cape Town. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. If you're joining us, let us know where and what you've been up to. We got Jorg says no surf yet. Hope to get on the water in early December. Hope you're healing up as well. Hope you're healing up. Yeah, so this session, it was fun. It was fun. This one I got kind of cocky. I would have pulled that, but then I wanted to keep the handoff longer, and that screwed me up. Some of these waves are pretty bumpy. One of the things, if you're riding waves, is you want to look for the clean sections of water. You don't want to be turning through choppy water. We got Christoph in the chat. Hello, hello, joining us from Santa Cruz. So if you're just joining us, let us know how it was. This session, the video that we're watching, so this was my Hokipa session yesterday, and yeah, it felt good. Like I said, I'm getting used to this board again. I haven't ridden it for a couple years, but it's a fun board, and yeah, getting used to it. Something that I'm focusing on in my technique is staying low in the knees in the bottom turn. And I find this is something that I have to do a lot of physical training to make it that I'm able to be in the knees long enough in the bottom turn. So it's a big part of my cross training is to help with that. And so if you're struggling with that knee bend, maybe it's something that you can incorporate into your training. So one of the things I've been doing are some like isometric holds, like split squats, or just squats. Ooh, I wish I'd hit this. This is I think I have one regret from this session, and it's not hitting that section. So I can talk you through this wave. Meanwhile, Jorg is asking, what sail is this? This is the 2026 Ezzy wave. The 2026 Ezzy wave. So I really love doing turns like that where the timing is just so delicate. You're just like right in the lip. But I got a little bit stuck on this one. So then this on the second turn, so I love that. Just in the lip, getting the speed, but not really a ton of projection, just in the pocket. Feels so good. And this one, I lost my rail right there. The board goes flat. And so that threw me off. And so I lost my rhythm to hit this next section, but actually I had plenty of time to. And so I really wish that I had. We got Matt in the chat and Erasmus as well in Hamburg. Yeah, I'm going to load up the Facebook group in a second. If you've got any questions about this Hokipa footage, let me know. This, yeah, it was a fun session, kind of up and down. The swell was coming up, the wind was up and down. And like I said, I've been working a lot on just staying low in the knees, just really powerful bottom turn position. You know, we talk about power, the power stance, and that's a lot of what I've been focusing on my own technique on the water. It's that power stance. I find it makes a big difference, and it's also not that easy to do. Not that easy to do. Like I said, you know, part of my cross training is specifically to make it so that my legs are strong and stable in that position, and I'm not getting fatigued too easily. Rasmus is saying board looks a little bumpy on the rail. It is. It's not really for such waves of this size. It's more of a smaller wave board. And some of these waves are also just really bumpy. But no, it is a little bit. Like I said, this is my backup board. I think my main board, my favorite board, can get fixed. So I've got to figure that out, look into that. But for now, I'm on this one. And it's been fun. It's fun to mix it up. All right, let's load up the Facebook group. Close this. All right, here we are in the Facebook group. All right, let's get into it. All right. So first up, we have, let's do new posts. First up, here's a question from Andre. Which camera for wave sailing after he drowned his second Insta360? He's a bit upset and think if there's a better option. He used these cameras mainly to film learning new moves and later analyze the footage. And many years ago, he worked with the normal action cam from Sony, but it was annoying to spend so much time on the mounting. With the 360 camera, he didn't have that issue. Yeah, I like the 360 cameras for that reason. The Insta360 tried many options: camera only, camera plus dive case, camera plus modified dive case. And but he's has problem with water leaking into the battery compartment. He's looking at the GoPro 360. Does anyone have advice? Interesting. Yeah, I have a few of these different cameras. I've got an Insta360 and the GoPro, and I have not had issues with water coming in. Yeah, so interesting. Side off is saying not the battery at all. My Insta360 lived at the bottom of the ocean for 2 days, and it was still fine. So like my thing was pretty robust. That was an older model though. That was the X2, I think. Yeah, otherwise I don't have a lot of specific advice. I wonder what you guys think. I think it's probably good not to uh mess with the battery too much. Interesting. Some people are saying GoPro with the subscription. Why? Um, John is saying that the battery springs are flimsy. Even had a battery pop out while landing a jump. Ooh. So I was using when I was doing the Insta360, I was using like the little cage that goes around it. This looks good. Yeah, interesting. We got Ragnar. Ragnar said he had his first ice on the lakes. Maybe it's time for ice sailing. Here's Mike comparing sail outlines. Always interesting to do, comparing clue eyelets and boom cutouts and how the sail outline is. But you should put also the other one on top of the other one, which gives you a good idea, because like this you can't see the whole picture. So you want to go one on top of the other on top of the other, and then try and line up the pulleys on the bottom. Um, all right, we've got some footage from Ragnar. So, is this, we talked about this last week already? No, maybe. So, 360 cameras are very convenient for filming windsurfing and a great tool for spotting what to improve. Because the camera is scanning all around at high frame rates, you decide in the post processing what direction you want to look. Yep, that can be annoying because of all the possibilities. Here is some film clips from the same turn. Oh, this is interesting. So, which interesting. Okay, so this is about the angles. So there's all these different angles, A through H angles. Let's watch them. A lot of discussion about cameras. Should I dig out my cameras and start doing some more POV stuff? I guess I should. Okay, so this is angle 1. Okay. Angle 2. I preferred A to B because I like being able to see the horizon. Let's go to C. So similar to A versus B, I still prefer A because I like being able to see the horizon. You can see a lot of what you're doing in this one. I think D is pretty good for some of the coaching because you can see quite a bit. Here's E. This one, we can see the horizon, but there's something about it that makes it more confusing. All right, so the beach is the reference. This is cool. I like this one. I wonder if there's a way to zoom in a little bit more, but with the same angle. All right, here's F. I wonder, like, my instinct with this is to shoot this way at the beginning, and so orient the direction that you're going. So I like this, but then once you change direction, instead of having you come towards the camera, I would pan around to the other side. Do we get to that in H? Let's see. Okay. So this is what H is, what I just suggested. Yeah. So something like this, I would say, is probably the best. Let's watch A again. I liked A. So I think A and H are my favorites. So let's watch A again. I like watching where you're going. So I think H is my favorite because we're looking in the direction that you're going. And so I would like to see that pan a little bit faster, or not necessarily faster, it can still be the same speed or even a slower pan, but it can start earlier. I would start the pan as soon as you change direction. So, like, my rule of thumb would be I want to see the horizon and I want the camera looking in the direction of motion. I don't want the camera moving backwards. And so that would mean as soon as you start redirecting in the turn, the camera starts to turn. So the camera can start to turn earlier, would be my way to think about it. Well, I'm curious what other people say. Let's see. So Karsten says likes the 360s. People want to know how you mount it. Huh, interesting. I think Tomas disagrees with me. He thinks less panning through the sequence is better. Um, I don't know. I want to move with the direction, with the motion. I don't want to be. Um, yeah, I don't really like the camera going backwards. I feel like maybe for a moment, but otherwise I don't like it. Um, yeah, let's see. So Dom Dom seems to agree. He says A or H. We can see the full wave. Yeah, the weight can affect your sailing for sure. Um, Klaus likes C. Jakob says he's torn on the Insta360 setup. He's been using it for a couple of years, but find that it distorts the image so dramatically that it's hard to see the real outline of the waves in terms of size, direction, shape. Yeah, that's true. Um, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of interesting points there. This is kind of a quiet live stream. We're actually caught up. I will share though. I have a video. I was saying I was going to share this um, from last weekend of my son windsurfing. We were talking about that last weekend, and so I'm gonna open that up. So this is cool. So this is on Maui, and there's all these kids, and they do this every first Sunday of the month. There's all these kids going around. This one is my son on the Little Red Ezzy sail, and some of this stuff isn't set up right. Like this girl is on a sail that's way too small with a boom that's way too small. But I kind of like this setup where there isn't very much instruction. It's just a lot of kids just messing around, watching each other. I mean, look at this kid just um, standing on the board. And yeah, so I think this is a pretty cool way to teach kids. And it's not a way that I've seen done before. What I've seen generally has a lot of instruction, and this is very instruction light. It's mainly just the kids copying each other. Um, I don't know why it all disappeared. Anyway, so yeah, it's cool. If you've got kids and you're looking to get them into windsurfing, I recommend something like that, setting up a time and a place where a bunch of kids can just play, get on the gear together. Uh, and it's important to have extra gear so kids don't need their own gear. You don't need a set of gear for each kid because they seem to take turns. They'll go for a bit and then they'll play in the sand, then they'll go for a bit. And it seems to be a really effective way, just in my short experience in the last few months on Maui, very effective way to teach windsurfing to little kids, which can be very difficult to do. Christoph is asking any update on gifting online classes. Christmas is around the corner. Uh, I do not have an update. I forgot to look into it. So there's definitely a way to do it, whether there's a way that's seamless in my platform or we have to do a workaround, there's going to be a way. I will do it right after this, as soon as I get off the live stream. So I'm looking now, and it seems like it's possible. I have to see how to turn it on. Here, I can try to do this right now while we're all here together. If you know anyone that's looking to level up their windsurfing, if they're a wave sailor, the first thing, if they can't do it, is fast tags. And if you go to the Windsurfing Masterclass platform, we've got a fast tag course that really works. Really works. Amazing feedback on the fast tag course. And then if we've got the loop course, which is going strong. I'm going to do a few more courses as well over the next couple months. There's been some demand for some mini courses like backside wave riding course or duck jibe course. And I'm going to see if I can make those happen, because I think it would be pretty cool. And it's a different kind of experience for me, because making these courses that I've made so far have been massive amounts of work. And so it's interesting, can I um, do a mini course that doesn't take as much work from my side? Yeah. All right. So let's see. I'm checking for gifting settings. So it says that I have gifting enabled. So here, let me do a private window so it doesn't have all my settings. I'm going to share it here. We're going to see if we can. So here's a private window, so it's not going to have any. Oh, we're not in the. Where is the window? All right, here we go. So you want to go to windsurfingmasterclass.com. So now I'm not signed in. Let's go to the fast tag course. Learn the secrets. So if we want to gift it, there should be an option, which I don't see here. So, okay, I'm going to have to look into this, because it says on my back end that it's enabled, but I don't see it here. So I will figure that out for you guys. All right. With that, I think everything's been answered. Remember to post your photos, videos, questions, all of the above in the Facebook group. I look forward to reading everything that's posted. And I hope you guys have a windy week. I'm going to get on the water today. It looks like another good windy day. And I'll have some more footage for y'all. If you have anything that you're interested in terms of reports from Maui or specific things filmed of me, let me know. Post it in the Facebook group, because I can make that happen. All right.